Today we're going to be installing our double beadlock slicks. I'm new to doing double beadlocks or beadlocks at all, as we did one over here. So I'm going to show you here quick in the next couple minutes how to install the double beadlocks. All the videos that I watched didn't tell like the secret to getting it in there. And I'm going to show you here.
Listen up, just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. Beats all you ever saw, been in trouble with the law since the day they was born.
So we had to clearance this hole a little bit for the tube, and we took our two top rings out. It only had a couple bolts in it. We're gonna take some baby powder, and we're gonna stuff some baby powder in here so the tube can actually settle. We always stuck baby powder in here so the tube can move around. So we're gonna go ahead and put the tube on.
I did want to make mention that we did end up pulling the tubes back out of the RC comps. With the stiff wall design of the tire and the double beadlock rings strengthening the sidewall, we didn't really see need for them. The first slick that we did with the tube worked out really well. The second one, we didn't even get it on the car before it tore the stem out, which we didn't understand why. So we didn't want to take a chance in a burnout box blowing a tire off.
Another really important item to have is tire spoons. These tire spoons will help you immensely getting the backside of the ring on. And this is the problem, like the front beadlocks, as you'll see, won't be too difficult to do. But the back beadlocks are the ones that are kind of difficult. All the videos that I watched didn't tell like the secret to getting it in there. You're gonna need some soap and water.
In this video, I'm going to show you the trick that helped me the most by utilizing the inner barrel valley and pushing on the tire.
You gotta make sure there's no flasking too. That's one thing I learned from one of the videos is going through. We kind of already did, but we went through and checked the flasking wasn't there. So now what I'm gonna do is take this front and we're just gonna work it into the slick. It goes in real easy, right? Until you get to the backside. So we're gonna push it onto the little valley, this valley here. I'm gonna push it towards me, and that's where I'm gonna feed my tube at, all the way around. Because it gives me that little bit of edge that I need to get the tube in without pinching it. See what I'm talking about? So we'll move the tire that way. It's almost like you got to move the tire around in this little valley of the barrel. It's kind of hard to explain, but once you get to doing it, then you'll be good to go. So some people would say that you could just flip over and do the pretty side and do the ring. But we're actually going to do the ugly side, or AKA the back side of the wheel first. And this is where I was having a hard time figuring out how I could get this over the wheel. This is the trick that I use. And again, this is only like my second beadlock. So what I did was I literally, remember that little valley I was just telling you guys about? Now I sat down on the tire like this and crushed it.
So by crushing the tire on one side, it moved the other side of the tire up to where I can get my spoons underneath of it and get it over top of the lip.
I took my wheel spoon. Boom. There's one. And once you get this started, you're good. Bit off a little bit more than I wanted to there. Having three of them is kind of nice. You don't need three. I'm actually going to come back a little bit. That was pretty easy. Just work your way on. Having multiple spoons really does help, especially on this is a step wall. So it's a little bit of a different type of beadlock, or it's a little bit of a different type of tire, but I have it crushed. So it's popping up on this other side. And at some point, we're just gonna let the tire come back up and start working its way up. And we just keep working our way around. Pretty easy. At some point, the tire just gives up. It makes it easy, super easy. And now we have a tire on the back side of the beadlock that's pretty much ready to accept the ring. Not too bad. So this is RC Comp Exiles. So we're gonna set this down into the valley here. There's a little lip, same lip that we were bringing the tire over at. Checking to make sure this is sealed. This has to be sealed. You see that? And there's 18 screws that go into the ring. Again, this is a stip wall, as you can see here. It's a 28.5 stiff wall, and the key was to crush the tire to get the wheel into the little barrel valley. Once you got the tire into the wheel valley, then it popped the other side up just enough to where you can get, you know, one of these spoons behind it. And once you get that first one on, it's just wrenching. You know, having multiple spoons does help. You can do this with crowbars, but spoons are definitely, these are like 30 bucks. I think I got this pack, this extra pack for like 20 on Amazon. So we're going through and put just a little bit of anti-seize. Just a little dab will do you. It'll get into the threads enough. Okay, here we go. Just line them up on the holes. Okay, we're gonna get all the screws started, and then I'm going to go one side to the other. I usually start with like the C, the comp or whatever. And I'm just kind of drawing it up. And then I'm gonna go through and obviously torque them. So, all right. So we'll go through and start torquing these at 20. And we'll go from one to the other, all the way around the ring. And then we'll do the same thing on the front. Okay, we got the back side of this torqued down 20. Now we're gonna go to the pretty side, they call it. And you can see it's already ready. So we're gonna check the flasking real quick. Make sure that there's nothing that's gonna keep it from sealing. Even though we run a tube, it should seal just fine. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did on the back side, on the front side. Get the ring together, get the screws in, get some anti-seize, log it down to 20 foot-pounds. Put a little more never seize on. Put the ring on just like we did on the bottom, on the pretty side here. So we've already went around these a couple times. We're just gonna go ahead and torque them to 20, just like I said. We've got it all torqued down. Now it's time to air it up. The torquing part of all the bolts, that's probably takes the longest. So go ahead and bring this up to about 20. And it should be good to go. So I'm gonna mark here at the stem on this other one as well, just to kind of keep an eye on where it might be moving. So when you seal these tubes in, you got to make sure to get the air out. There's air in between the tube and the actual tire itself. So that's what you heard hissing wise. Wasn't the fact that the tire was getting low, is that when you run tubes, air gets trapped, obviously, when you seal it. So it just tells me I gotta go seal. It's pretty much all I got for the video. Double bead lock with tubes installed. The trick was to get your knees in on the tire and get the tire into the barrel, the groove of the barrel of the rim to get the backside on first. Then you flip over to the pretty side and finish it up. It's the first time I've ever done bead locks. I didn't really find any good tricks that showed me how to do double bead lock. I think somebody had mentioned crushing the tire with your knees, and that's exactly what we did. And I'll just bring that to YouTube and do my own. So if I helped you in this video, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys for watching. Good luck on your racing. I'll see you in the next video.